Hi everyone, hope you're well. In this video, we're going to learn all about pivot tables, which will come in very handy and are commonly used in data analysis. So basically a pivot table is an interactive way to quickly summarize and visualize large amounts of data. So you can use it to answer unexpected questions about your data set and go deep into details. So it's quite helpful when it's come to uncovering new insight from your data set. So we're going to start this episode together by learning the basics of analyzing data using PivotTable, and then we will move on to customizing it and finally visualizing it to get the better grasp of what our data is telling us. So it's going to be awesome. Let's check this out. All right, so here's the familiar German chain store file we're going to be working on. So we have all this information about this store that you can see, but let's say we want to get better insights so we can make better business decisions. First, we have to turn this data set into a table. So what I'm going to do now is select the data. You can either do this manually by selecting your data through the columns, or an easier way would be to simply place your cursor anywhere among the data and press Ctrl A. Cool. And then we have to press Ctrl T in Windows. And if you have Mac, you have to press Command T. All right, this turns the data set into a table. There you go. So you can also give your table a name. You can do that here. This will be especially helpful when you have to deal with multiple data sources. So for example, I'm going to give the name like chain source. All right, so I think everything is ready to turn this table into a pivot table. Open the Insert tab and click on Pivot Table in the left top corner. So now we can see this window gives you two options. Either use the existing data set, or you can invoke a data set from another source. Now here you can see it has detected our table because it's on the same sheet. Thank you, Excel. Finally, we can choose to make the pivot table on the current sheet or a new sheet. I prefer making it in a new sheet. And click on OK. All right, so now you can see that you have a bunch of fields right here that are coming from your selected data source, which is this one. Your column titles are pasted in the pivot section. All right, back to pivot table. Down below, you can see that we have 4 blank boxes where we'll be able to modify our analysis. Don't worry about them, about the empty boxes. They're so easy to use. Okay, guys, let's say that we would like to see the income for each city in the pivot table, right? So we can go ahead and drag the income and drop it in the value box. So once you do that, it will automatically start summing the incomes. This is the total of all our store incomes. It's not only for sum. If you click on this information icon, you're going to see that you can set it to count or calculate the average among the stores. All right, we'll leave it as it is. Now, as we said, we wanted to see the annual income of the stores by city. So what do you think we should do? Yes, we have to drag the city field and drop it into in the row box. Oh, that worked. So this is the sum of all the branches in each city. So all the branches in Frankfurt, all the branches in Düsseldorf. If you're not comfortable with this format, here's a quick tip. Considering that these are the prices, so it's better to appear in pricing format. So I can right click here, go to number, formats, and select number, check the comma separator, and then select the currency, choose your desired currency. All right, I think it looks better now. You can also change the sorting like smallest to largest or the other way around. Okay, so the point of pivot tables is that you can add or remove elements based on what you need. So pivot tables make it easy to find the information we need. So let's take a look at the rest of the boxes. For example, I want to know how well these stores are performing based on the kind of priority we have given them. For that, I can add the store priority column to the column box. There you go. The blank spaces you see here are the cities that do not have any priority store. So with this information, I can get an overview of whatever our prioritization is right. So we can go further and add a filter or two. For instance, I think it's important to get some insight from customer ratings. All I need to do is to drag customer ratings and drop it in the filter box. A section opens up at the top of my sheet that lets me choose which filters I want to apply. I'm going to choose, for example, the stores that have performance above 4.4, for example. There you go. You can also change the value type. For instance, maybe you do not want absolute number, or you're more interested in percentages. All you need to do is to right click on the data, show values as, and then choose whatever option fits you. For instance, I'm going to choose percentage of grand total. All right, guys, so let's do some quick visualization. So as you know, our charts and graphs make it easy for us to understand the data in a glimpse. So all you need to do is under the pivot table analyze tab, you can see pivot chart. Click on that, and then a chart immediately appears, so you can bring it close to your pivot table. And the good thing is that this chart is dynamic. I mean, it updates every change that you make to your pivot table. For example, if I remove a store priority, the chart changes immediately too. There are also some options right here. If you click on that, you can see some settings, but I'm not going to be teaching because it's going to take a lot of time. We might have some updates in the future for these settings. And also, you can change the design of your the visualization. You have some prepared templates right here, or changing your color and the format section. You have also some options for changing format as well. So what you'll learn actually in these few minutes are basics of PivotTable. I think some people are scared of PivotTable because they think it's a really difficult tool to use that. But it's not. What happened actually today is that we broke that fear and saw how simple it is. So you can make many other combinations to get a clear understanding of what your data is trying to tell you. So like I said at the beginning of the video, it's a great way to immediately fetch insight when you need it. So just play around with these tools, especially with these boxes, and try a few extra buttons from the PivotTable Analyze tab and see what you get. It's all fun.